DJ Ferris.
The Chicago, nigga.
It's the real one.
Hit me.
Only one is pulling shit the fuck up.
Let's get a sports talk.
In the league wants to hear how comfortable you think you are after 2 padded practices, man. Like, I don't know. I get confused at times. I mean, we won 13 games. I'm like, what are we talking about? I mean, here's the thing. Wagoo's going to give him love because they share a college. They share an alma mater, right? So you're going to tell me how good he is, how everybody loves him. I'm going to tell you this. Wagoo was playing, he'd have put that thing up in his locker bulletin board material and been like, hey, when I put this 330 on your body, when I hit you and take you to the ground.
Why are you so upset about him saying he's comfortable? Wait for to say he's not comfortable. Wait for to say, yeah, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not feeling right now. I'm getting there to be comfortable. What do you want him to say? He have confidence. Yes, he had 2 padded practices, but why is we blowing this out of proportion? Because he's getting comfortable in his offense. He's getting comfortable now that he's seeing he getting pressure from his defense at practice to get him prepared for what's about to come. Because once he step on the NFL field, that's what we're gonna see how fast his game is. At practice, you can see that. How fast it's going to be once he take the field for the first time as the Bengals starting quarterback. He ain't for to sit there and say, I'm uncomfortable. Like, we got to stop blowing out everything out of proportion that shouldn't be. This is something you want to hear from your young quarterback, not hear him say, yeah, I'm uncomfortable. Then you're going to have the coaches thinking he's not the guy or he's not there yet. You don't want them to feel no trust in him. We got to stop blowing everything out of proportion.
You ain't going to be nearly as comfortable. I don't want to hear about anybody being comfortable until we do something, all right? We didn't have an off season. We didn't have a real preseason. We're talking about of course you're comfortable. You've been on Zoom calls. Let's get this a ball before we talk about how comfortable we are. Play football before we start talking about comfortable.
But everyone go off of Tua got the upside, but Tua is not going to play this season. But everyone want to sit and say how good he's going to be, but Tua is not playing this year. Joe Burrow is. So what's the difference of everyone saying he's going to be an excellent NFL quarterback and he's not going to take the field this season? But you have a problem with a quarterback that's going to play this season, that he's comfortable. That's what you want to hear from a young quarterback. Not hear that you're uncomfortable.
That's your guy. What do you think? Damn, Jeff, get a man a break, man. Give him a second to get his wits about him. This is his first pad in practice. He's trying to figure out what the hell going on. I was looking at camp practice. They sending blitzes at him. He running for his life. They do red zone. He only complete like 3 passes. Give him a second. He's comfortable. He's trying to tell everybody he's comfortable. But now, on a serious note, Jeff is absolutely right. The looks, the different things you gonna get compared to what you got at LSU to right now is going to be completely different. But here's the thing, Jeff, and this is the thing I want people to understand. This is Joe Burrow's mentality. He's not going to change. He's not going to waver from that. He's still a guy that only threw 16 touchdowns his first year with LSU to breaking every record in college the second year. Still that same confidence and moxie. And if you're going to have a guy that's supposedly be your franchise leader, the guy that's going to take you into the future to really give you an opportunity to win, this is exactly what you want him to say. His mindset, his mentality.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's a mindset you want him to have. You don't want him to say, "Oh, I don't think I'm ready to play right now." You as you as the coach just said already, you want your quarterback going there and say he's uncomfortable, and then you gonna look at him like, if we ready to throw him on the field, should we have somebody else be in front of him and let him sit and watch? If he your franchise guy, that's why he got drafted number 1, because he's the franchise guy. That's what you want to hear from the guy that you drafted that high. You took him that high for a reason. to not speak that I'm uncomfortable. You want him to speak like that. He had the same master that he had at LSU, the confidence and the mellowness. That's always been him. He don't want to show that he's nervous. No one's going to sit there and say, I'm nervous. He going to do the same way he been doing at LSU. You see how he had 16 touchdowns at LSU his first year, and then the next year he elevate. He potentially probably do that in the NFL. He probably had the same kind of numbers, or probably have like 20 touchdowns. I'm going to say 12 picks. I'm going to just throw it out there. Probably like that. And then you're going to see what he did from last season and elevate himself the same way he did at LSU, and then elevate his team.
Is what you want. Jeff can relate to this. He played with one of the greatest ever. There's a sly arrogance about the really good ones.
Yeah.
It's a sly arrogance about the guys, not off-putting, not a guy that's gonna make you, have all of these headlines about, the things that he's saying and doing. But there is this quiet confidence, this arrogance, whatever you want to call it, that Joe Burrow has.
Yeah.
His teammates took him off the field when he was at LSU and they beat Alabama, and he said, "We're not done yet." And you start thinking about all of the transitions that's been made throughout this offseason. What rookie would you want to be your quarterback outside of Joe Burrow based on everything that led up to a pandemic and the draft and all of these things? He's missing 3 of his receivers. He got A.J. Green with a hamstring, T. Higgins with a hamstring, and John Ross is obviously tending to his family back home. But Joe Burrow is confident, but with a caveat to what Jeff said.
Go ahead.
It ain't 310, 330-pound guys coming after you. It ain't blitzes coming from everywhere. When you get on that football field, it look like 1,000 bees that's been released, and you ain't got enough beekeepers to lock them up, G. So he gonna find out how confident he is once the game starts late in September.
Go ahead, Stephanie. Jeff, I understand exactly what you're saying, and it's a well-taken point. But what do you want Joe Burrow to say? Boy, I don't get it during training camp. I'm a little unsettled by what's coming out.
That's what I just said. What do you want him to say? You want him to come out there and say, I'm not settling right, I'm not feeling it back here. It's too much on me right now. Put somebody else in front of me and just let me watch and learn. No. When you draft a guy to be the guy of your franchise and he's the number one, he know the NFL game is not the same like college level. He know the game is going to be a lot faster. Once he take the field and see how fast the game is, as the season progresses, it's going to do nothing but go from here fast to now it's like this to him. Once he sees like this, now everything is going to fall in place for him. And he's going to see what he's going to do this year. It might not be the year he take the roof off, but we don't know how it's going to be. Certain rookies are different. And I feel like the system that he had in college is going to transition in the NFL. It might not come right away, but he's going to see the glimpses. But he's going to see how the game slow down for him as the season go on.
This is exactly who he is, and you want to hear that. Swagger's right, and I think that confidence helped vault him into the number 1 pick, and I think that confidence in swagger is going to make him a highly successful NFL quarterback.
All right, so we shall see what the number 1 pick has in store less than 4 weeks away from the start of the season. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube.